fact that I'm coming across series that are talking about obedience and putting a stamp on obedience just lets me know that this is something God is ingraining in me, because I got to get my answers from God. I've done too many things on my own to keep thinking that I run my life all the way. Let go. Hey you guys, welcome to Edified Minds. This is your girl Kennedy, and I'm just so appreciative that you are here. Today is Sunday, it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, the mother-to-be's, the dog moms, the moms who have lost their children, the moms who got 8 kids, the mom who got 1 kid, the mom who's stressed out, the mom who just gives all her love and pours in. Like, I'm just praying for every type of mother. Got some people to reach out to today and text, so I'm gonna do that as soon as I'm done with this video. Normally I'm doing vlogs, so I'm doing Edified Minds podcast on here, or lifestyle stuff. So if you haven't already listened to seasons 1 and 2 of Edified Minds, go ahead and do that. Click on the bio, click the link. I think I'm probably gonna put it in the description as well. And we can just go ahead and get into it, because this is part 2 of the Holy Girl series. So let's just get into it. All right. I filmed this last Sunday and I really enjoyed it. It was really, edifying for me even to speak about the things that I've been going through on my walk. And I want to just say, I understand some of these things are going to be a little weird, especially if you're not a believer. It's going to be like, what is she talking about? But I want you guys to do your own research. When you look at my videos, don't just take my word for everything, right? I'm telling you my life, what I'm going through. But if there are any definitions, if there's any words, if there's any practices I'm talking about, like, for example, conviction. A lot of people are like, what is conviction? Like, look these things up, go to your Bible and do your research, okay? Because I can't explain everything to you. That's not why I'm making this. That's not why. I have been keeping up with notes all week long, just for you guys, because I know I'm not tripping and I want to dissect it. If you're cleaning up the house, shout out to you, Proverbs 31 woman. A Proverbs 31 woman cleans her house. You feel me? Takes care of home. So whatever you're doing, if you're riding to school or to work, whatever, just be ready to hear some good stuff. All right. Because I feel like this continues to show how great God is. And I'm not making this stuff up. I cannot make up this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to know that for so many years, I didn't really know God like that. I never didn't believe in him. And I went to church and stuff growing up. It wasn't forced down my throat, but I went. And so I always knew there was a God. But when I started to learn who my God was, how he would do things, that I can call on him about anything, life started to just hit. And when I say hit, it hits better. I have more understanding. So I met up with a girlfriend last Sunday. We went to a Mexican spot right up the street, and it was for Cinco de Mayo. So my girlfriend and I, we have been friends for, what was it? We met 2018. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 6 years. 6 years we've been very close friends. I love her to death, and she's actually getting married. So I'm really excited about that. And she actually asked me to be her bridesmaid. So I'm very, very happy. Of course, I said yes. Gotta be there for my girl. While we were there, we were talking about a whole lot of different things. Like, she's telling me about wedding planning. I'm telling her about work. She's telling me about work. And I'm going through my own transition as well. My birthday's in October, and I'm always thinking about something I can do for my birthday. I'm normally doing some type of girls activity. Like last year, it was a girls' night in. Super lit. I think the year before it was like a nice dinner. I've always had a club. When I was going to the club, I would rent out a section and we'd turn up. So I always do something for my birthday. I've even gone on solo locations for my birthday as well. So one year I went to New York by myself for my birthday. So I'm always doing something, because I've always cared so much about my birthday. Like, my birthday is a special day. I don't care what you say. So I was telling her about an idea. I'm like, well, I'm going through a transition right before my birthday. I'm not going to tell you guys that transition. TBA, later on, months from now. But she was like, well, that'd be cool. Like, maybe if you did a little girls trip, And I told her about how I went to Nashville recently and how I really did love Nashville. I was like, it'd be so cool if we all went there together, went shopping, went on Broadway. Like Nashville seemed like a lit city, but when I went, it was more so for business and not for fun. And she told me about this girls trip idea. She's like, look, think about it, but I think that would be really fun. That'd be cool. So of course I go to God about everything. And y'all know that. And a lot of you guys think that I over spiritualize things. But if you think that, then you're just not deep enough, because I got to get my answers from God. I've done too many things on my own to keep thinking that I run my life all the way. My saying is that I'm driving the G-Wagon, but God is my GPS. So I had to pray about it. And literally that night I prayed. I said, God, show me if this trip will be a good idea, because I need to start letting my friends know now. The type of friends I have, they may end up making a trip around then. You know what I'm saying? They may forget that it's my freaking birthday. I got friends that just, they minds just be, what I'm saying? So I prayed about it, and when I tell you, not too long ago, I had asked God for some more prophetic vision. At my church that I go to, United Church Atlanta, we talk a lot about spiritual gifts and how we all have them. Now, some of these spiritual gifts can be leadership. It can be propheticnism. It can be evangelism. It can be, I forgot, like not hardship, sorry, but like where you work with your hands, like your hands on. Like he did a whole sermon about spiritual gifts. And so we all have a gift that God has given us, and it doesn't have to be grand. Everybody can't be the boss, the leader, but some people are skilled in organization. I think I'm one of those people where I have a plan and I work it out to execute, so with that being said, I was asking God just to help me be more prophetic. I want to be able to get clear answers from him and know that it's from him. And I had already also did like a devotional with a girlfriend of mine, and it was really good just to see the details of what it's like to be prophetic. In order to be prophetic, you should be pure. You should be kind. You should be fair, just. You should want peace. You should love peace. So it was so many like different topics in that devotional, and all the things I'll talk about, I will put them in my description as well. If you want to look at that devotional, read it on the Bible app. But with that being said, I've been feeling like, especially during my fast, I get very detailed prophetic answers in dreams. Okay. Now I'm not top notch. I'm not, matter of fact, I don't really know much about others, but this is about myself. So when I ask God to show me things about me, I get answers. All right. In the dream, and mind you, I'm a very vivid dreamer. One of my therapists knows this. Like when we would do subconscious training and stuff, we would meditate. I'd close my eyes and I could envision things very vividly. So in my dream, I know for a fact it had to be Tennessee. Now, mind you, I wasn't told that it was Tennessee in the dream, but what I do remember are three vivid dreams or three vivid scenes in the dream. One was that I was in a car with two guys, don't know who these guys are, never met them in my life, but I was in the back seat and we're riding through mountains, lots of trees in the dark, and they're drinking and driving, and they're trying to like, I'm just going to say it, sexually turn me on, like try to talk me into that. And I end up jumping out the car, like jumping out, you know what I'm saying? Fleeing from lust, running from lust, right? It was a lot of turmoil. I just remember a lot of chaos going on. I remember like running around like this cabin area, freaking out, other people freaking out. I remember being on a boat. And the thing is, like in real life, I've been to Lake Allatoona. That's the only lake I've been on in a boat. But this did not look like Lake Allatoona. This looked like some foreign, I'm telling you, I know that I was somewhere in like a country area, you know, lake, trees all around. And my mom was on the boat and she was like jumping off the boat, like, woo, like acting all crazy and stuff. And if you know my mom, you know that ain't my mom. So it was just the lake, it felt so eerie there. It was like fog around the lake and stuff, but she was having a good time. And then there were like people, like I said, that I did not know on this boat. And what I will tell you is that specifically the part about those two guys really freaked me out. I just didn't like that scene. Like me jumping out the car was pretty like vivid. I was rolling down like hills and stuff and just trying to escape. And then even being on the boat, like normally when I'm on the boat in real life, I'm having a good time. But in that dream, it was a horrible, horrible, horrible time. And so for some reason, I just felt like, maybe that's not the trip I want to go on this year. Maybe that's not it. funny thing is that I actually have a family reunion that's going to be in Nashville. So I'm going to be back anyway, but I don't think that that's the right time. And I know you guys are probably thinking, it's just a dream. It's just a dream. Don't over spiritualize everything. Don't overthink things. But when you ask for a answer and you get it, some of y'all need to start believing the answers you get. You think that I wanted to get a no? Like some of y'all be killing me because it's like, obviously I wanted to go. I thought that'd be a great idea. I was like, we're going to have a good time. I'm thinking if anything, that my dream would involve me shopping with my friends on Broadway, us going to the ice cream parlor that I saw when I went there, us being in the W. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking my dream would be an automatic yes, because that's what I wanted. But possibly that's not what it will be. Or possibly the planning would be horrible, or who knows, maybe if I get out there, there'd be some lustful temptations, and I don't know. But I know that dream told me no. And I'm gonna just go with that. I'm not gonna argue with God. I'm gonna just take it for what it is and go, girls trip. Maybe we'll have to pivot on that. And I'm not even gonna bring it to their attention because I didn't like that dream. You feel me? So, when you pray for something, don't be shocked at the answers. Dreams are real in another realm. And it's crazy because I told a guy friend of mine how like I wasn't gonna talk to an ex anymore because I felt like he was a monitoring spirit. And I felt that, I had a dream that I was talking to him and I missed something very important in my dream. He was like, dreams aren't always real. You can't just go off of dreams. And like I said, everybody's not going to believe these things. Everybody doesn't even tap into these things. But I know for a fact, and I've even looked on other channels of pastors and prophetic people who don't even claim to be religious and stuff like that, that admit that dreams are real in another realm. So do your research. Okay, do your research. What I will say is that dream happened on Sunday and the week has been good. It's been cool, but I always tune into sermons. And I told y'all, I love my sermons. My sermons keep me through. I did a good job this week of switching my lifestyle around. So even with secular music, I think I only listened to it on Thursday because I went out to dinner with a friend, right? So I was feeling myself. So yeah, I played a little bit of trap, a little bit of Migos, a little bit of shum. But all week I have been in my gospel bag. I've been either riding with gospel music or no music and allowing myself to hear God even more clearly in silence. So I used to always think that was weird. Never liked riding in silence, always needed a distraction, but it's been going well. So there's a new series called Order to the Overflow. I think the series is just Overflow for Transformation Church, but I really love Pastor Michael Todd. I know that man has controversy. I know people they say what they want to say. Oh, he poured syrup on the Bible, but you don't even read your Bible. Oh, he does a lot of extra things, entertainment, but some people need that to be glued in and then they start to hear and listen to the words that he's saying. So I'm not going to be mad at somebody's preaching style. I'm just not going to. It doesn't say that in the Bible that you can't have fun while you're preaching. It's just that is where we start getting into religious things. So anywho, he has a series called Order to the Overflow. And it really continues to put a stamp on of obedience. I have been, and I've got my Bible with me. Let me actually show you. Got my devotional Bible. And I got this, I think, from Barnes & Noble. But I love this Bible. Great devotional, life-changing devotions. A matter of fact, I'm actually hosting a Bible study this Sunday with some girlfriends. A girlfriend of mine has a ministry, and she asked me to host and to lead, let her chill for a bit. She'll co-lead. So I can't wait to tell y'all about that. But I have been meditating a lot on Isaiah right now because the Lord has led me to Isaiah. In Isaiah, it talks a lot about how the Lord does not like what those nations are doing and how they have not been obedient. And so the fact that I'm coming across series that are talking about obedience and putting a stamp on obedience just lets me know that this is something God is ingraining in me. In the beginning of the year, he ingrained in me wisdom, that if I do not seek wise counsel, if I do not take wisdom in, if I keep having an issue with people giving me wisdom, that I'm not going to get far in life. Because literally, if wisdom is calling out to us, if wisdom is crying for us and we are ignoring it, only fools despise wisdom. I think it is Proverbs, is it 1:7 or 7:1? In my devotional Bible, they have us learn about the chapter, the author, the audience, the date, the setting, verses to remember. And so for Proverbs, a verse that stuck out to me, but it was the verse to remember, is Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So that is something that he put in my heart earlier this year. It's like, look, Kennedy, you need wise counsel. Stop thinking you know it all, because you don't. You feel me? You're going to end up going crazy and being a fool because you think you know it all. And I'm giving you wise counsel about everything, right? So order to the overflow, some points that I pointed out and that stood out to me was that we tend to blame God for things that don't go our way, but we ain't listening. We ain't being obedient. We're if I had ignored that dream and then started planning my girls trip, I can't complain if the girls trip don't go well. Even recently with my finances, God gave me an amazing resource. My father and I have been going over budgets, and make sure this is on. We've been going over budgets. And when I tell you, I still do not listen about my food budget, it's like, dude, I can't keep asking God for another job, more resources, financial breakthroughs, and I'm not even listening to the resource he gave me for free. So that stood out to me. We must respect the order that comes with receiving abundance. I want you guys to think for a quick second as you're listening, just pause. What is it in your life right now that's happening, right? Where you're not being obedient and you're not being obedient. What have you felt you need to work on, but you won't do it? Make sure that you comment that below. If you have an answer, if you know, make sure you comment that so we can have a conversation, open conversation about it. Because a lot of us are doing things that we know we ain't supposed to be doing, and we do it anyway. Then get mad when we don't get blessed the way we want to be blessed. And this is just another stamp on last week. Obedience is key. I need to be obedient. I have to be. If not, I'm not going to receive the overflow. And I acknowledge that and I receive that. I'm in a season right now where I'm literally giving it all to God. And when I get my answers, I'm going to do the best I can with what I receive. So many of us want to control the narrative to the point where we will drive ourselves crazy when the narrative isn't going the way we want it to go. We start to blame ourselves. We start to become angry with God. We start to question reality. But I want to impose a thought, which is, what would life look like if you actually did what you heard God telling you to do? And when you hear something, it could be through a sermon. You could be thinking about something and then get the answer in a sermon. You could be thinking about something and get the answer even from a regular TV show, a scenario on regular TV, from a friend, from a family member, from social media. There are signs that you will receive. And if it aligns with something that you've been struggling with or that you're unsure of, please take it seriously. There is order to the overflow. And I am praying that everyone that's tuning in gets blessed the way they want to be blessed. But I have to be honest, as a believer, as someone who is going through this walk, if I don't be obedient, I just don't see things happening. Matter of fact, I can say this now because I didn't get the job, but I went through a job interview. I'm trying to get into customer success, and I went through an interview process and I didn't get it. Okay. Now I'm still new to the game, but I have a mentor. I've got connections now. I really, really wanted this job. And I wonder if the reason why I didn't get it was because I've been slacking on my project management course and I've been slacking on stewarding the finances that God has already given me. And at the time, I was on a performance review plan for my actual job. So God's like, dude, you want a new job and you're not even acing the job I already blessed you with? Sit down. Humble yourself. Humble thyself. Sit down. Can't do it. You got to be obedient in what I've already given you. And so I'm taking this super seriously. Praise report is that I'm off that performance review. I passed it with flying colors and I'm doing very well in my role. I'm maintaining all the KPIs that I need to do for my role. So I just want to put that out there. I'm doing amazing now. And it's crazy because I was like fasting like crazy and praying like crazy. Like, God, please help me retain the information. And out of nowhere, I started retaining the information, which is really cool. That's how I know it's God, because I had been taught this information. But for some reason, that performance review just like shook me up, and God be shaking tables. And next thing you know, I know all this material super like fluidly, so I'm good. Now, to follow up on that sermon that I watched, I was speaking with my first lady, and she was holding me accountable about those convictions I told you guys about last week. And when it comes to obedience, once again, it's one of those things where, okay, it's the little things, the small things. My first lady gave me a passage. She told me to read through Psalms 119, which, by the way, is lengthy. If you know what I'm saying, it's lengthy as it's lengthy. But she gave me an assignment. And for the first couple of days, I wasn't doing it. Disobedient. See, it's just see I'm talking about. It says you end up being disobedient on accident because I was busy. But that was obviously an assignment for me, biblical assignment. So when I finally read, you guys, when I tell you Psalm 119 is so strong, if you have not read Psalm 119, please read it. It is long, but it is truly a depiction of what a lot of us are going through. And something that I highlighted was Psalm 119, 105 through I think 107. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. I have taken an oath and confirmed it that I will follow your righteous laws. I have suffered much. Preserve my life, Lord, according to your word. Peep how in there it says, your word is a lamp to my feet. Your word will guide me. You will guide me, right? I have taken an oath. I will follow your righteous laws. I will be obedient. I have suffered a lot. Help me, God, be obedient so that I don't continue to go down another path. That was amazing to me. I definitely highlighted that for sure. Another one that stood out to me, another verse, Psalm 119, 17 through 24, be good to your servant while I live, that I may obey your word. Open my eyes that I may see wonderful things in your law. Because so many of us swear up and down God's just trying to ruin our life. But here it says, help me see that your law is to help me. It is to help us. I am a stranger on earth. Do not hide your commands from me. My soul is consumed with longing for your laws at all times. You rebuke the arrogant who are accursed, those who stray from your commands. So as you remember from last episode, if you have not already seen that last one, go check it out. Had a friend who didn't want to hear all that, who didn't want to understand my conviction, my biblical reasoning, right? You rebuke the arrogant. You rebuke them. Those who stray away from your commands. Remove from me their scorn and contempt, for I keep your statutes. Though rulers sit together and slander me, your servant will meditate on your decree. Your statutes are my delight. They are my counselors. So no matter who is trying to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong, who's trying to question me for why I believe in what I believe, who's trying to tell me I'm being judgmental when I'm not, who's trying to lead me on another path. I mean, even with men, I've been coming across men where, you know, I may have talked to them in the past and they think they can come back and renew some things. And I'll say things like, my vagina is holy now. Like I'm not with that lifestyle. And they will try to argue me down. Like, what are you talking about? You're doing too much. Because that's all I hear, by the way. So it's just like that. This Psalm 119 talks about so much I'm going through, ignoring the naysayers, obeying his commands, seeing the beauty in his commands. It's only meant to help us. He wants us, for example, to have good sex. He wants you to get on that thing and ride that thing, but not for everybody, for your husband, because it comes with soul ties. It comes with issues. It comes with unnecessary pregnancies that will make your life bloop. You know what I'm saying? I believe that these laws, they're not to hurt us. They're to help us, and we are to obey. So once again, another sign, I believe, another sign from my first lady. She just randomly sent me that, hey, you know, I want to hold you accountable. Read Psalm 119. Tell me what you think. You feel me? And then later on that week, as I was meditating on some Psalm 119, I was meditating on it all week long. Psalm 119, Psalm 1. I was going through each little chunk and I was reading it through and I was asking God, what does this mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to meditate on it. I'm going to continue to. I had a revelation. And I can't wait to share this with you guys at the end of the month. I'm going to share this with you guys then. So just subscribe, because I'm telling you guys real stuff that's happening. And you'll start to see these signs and these wonders happen in your own life when you tie it into God. You know, so many times we are just thinking about what we are providing and, oh, it's luck, and, oh, I got this and I got that. But when you ask God for something and then you receive it, when you feel like all hope is gone and you have lost faith in a situation and then it gets brought back and it happens, that's when you'll really start to glorify him more, and you will start to be like me, like, and not be like me, but in the sense of like, you will start to worship him so much harder with so much more like, you feel me? So much, Some of y'all are on here on the internet just like going hard for celebrities that don't do anything for you, but give you music that honestly dampens your soul. But you're not giving the glory to God, who literally is keeping you alive and helping you through this crazy world and this life. You know, when you start to tie things in with him, I just feel like so much more clarity and understanding happens. So, you know, I have a secret with the Lord, and I got that revelation. I think it was Thursday or Friday. But like I said, I can't wait to tell you guys. And I cannot wait, because I want you to know that when you remain faithful about something, and you're obedient, then you will start to be blessed with some overflow. So I cannot wait. And the Lord has told me not to share with anybody. I haven't shared it with anybody, not even my friends, not even my family. This is strictly between me and the Lord. And I am excited, very excited. And I'll tell you why I even kept it to myself. Like I'll share why. But the moral of the story for this week, on my walk, is that I must be obedient. I was reminded of that. I was also reminded that God loves me, and that what happened last week at that brunch, because honestly, it did bother me. If you can't tell, it bothered me. I forgive her. I'm over it, but it had bothered me. And God's, at that time, didn't really console me as much, right? He allowed me to think through it, to work through it, but then ended up confirming what I had felt deep down inside, that, look, Kennedy, you're going to have some friends, some people you meet, some people you care for that don't want you to follow me. And it's not because they want you to go down this horrible path. For sometimes they know not what they do. They know not what they're really saying. They don't know. But you are to follow my commands. You are to continue. I'm even about to pick up my little brother. My brother loves hip hop, secular, crazy music, by the way. This new generation is crazy. But when I pick him up, I'm going to play my gospel music, and nothing's going to change that. And it's like, even with that example, who knows? Maybe he won't say anything. Maybe he'll just feel the holy presence on me, right? But it's even examples like that, where it's like he's just putting a stamp on it. Kennedy, keep doing what I say. Keep obeying, keep obeying, keep obeying. I will bless you. I work at a retail store, and yesterday I was working, and this guy from New Orleans, kind of grunge looking, kind of cute. I don't know. It's like a little mix, little grunge, little cute. You know what I'm saying? You seen them guys that, they trouble, but they fine. He came in the store, and he was just with his uncle. And one thing that stood out to me, and voodoo is very prevalent in New Orleans, not saying that he was associated with it, but he had asked me, what is your sign? And I said, I don't believe in that stuff. Like, no. Technically I'm a Libra, but I don't believe in that. And he goes, I'm not going to lie. I feel something on you. I don't know what you are, but I feel something on you. It's a different type of energy. It's very light, And I was like, well, thank you. I have to go back and do. He goes, keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. That's fine. It was a very quick exchange. But what I want to say is, when God starts to work on you, even other people, even strangers will see what he is doing in your life. And I want to just end it off with encouragement, ladies, or whoever's watching, fellas too. I got to stop just saying ladies. I want fellas to tune in too, because y'all swear up and down that there are no women of God in this generation, and you're just missing out. Letting your lust probably lead you the wrong way, lead you astray. But whoever's listening, I just want to send you encouragement. Continue to work on self, continue to obey. When you have some issues, some conflict, when God shakes the table in your life, stay down. read your Bible, be humble, have humility, and you will get answers. But seek those answers, seek wisdom, seek that. And when you get your answer, obey. All right, y'all, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you comment. How did this feel for you? How's your journey going? What are your thoughts? Cannot wait to speak with you guys. And like I said, listen to Edified Minds. I talk about topics like this. It's a little spin though. I got some interviews in there as well. Season 1 and 2 are out. I will leave that link in my description, and I will see you guys next week.